Hello, everybody. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest for high schoolers, and I have been adapting GLAD, Guided Language Acquisition Development Techniques, which are normally made for elementary school. I've been adapting them for my high school classes, and I have a few more expert group thoughts to share with you, and hopefully you will bounce ideas off of me. So this one my students absolutely love, and I absolutely love watching this. One of my very favorite TV shows is Whose Line Is It Anyway? When I was a graduate student, I had never had cable TV ever before, but my dormitory did. And when my brain was fried, I would go plop down on the couch and turn on the TV, and I guarantee you either Whose Line Is It Anyway or Bugs Bunny was on some channel, and that would like get me through until I, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I could go back to studying. So I absolutely love this show. And I've adapted it for my students 6 ways from Sunday because the games are so much fun. So you have a big book, right? Or you have quiz trade cards, or you have a unit that you've made. You've got some sentences somewhere in the unit. You're going to draw from those sentences, okay? So I get students in pairs, sometimes in groups of 3 if I have an odd number class, but generally in pairs, and they randomly draw 2 sentences from my stack of cards that I've made. And maybe I've made a stack of cards from the big book or the quiz, I've already got the quiz trade cards, so that's the easiest. Or maybe I've made some other game pieces, but have them randomly draw 2 cards. Hey, there's 2 of your lines right there. You're going to make a skit that incorporates those 2 sentences. You don't have to give them all period. It's going to take 5 minutes to write a 6-line skit. They already have 2 of their lines. They need 4 more lines, right? It's very doable. So have them write it down and give them like another 30 seconds to practice after their 5 minutes. If you want, you can let them have their paper in their hands as a crutch. It's fine. I have an ugly box of clothes because my mother is a shopaholic, and she'll send the ugliest things to my kids. And before donating them, I'm like, you know what? This will work just fine in my classroom. So whenever we do skits, I make the props that I have and the ugly clothes available if anybody wants to put them on. And I also bought a bunch of plastic Groucho glasses for when my Spanish students are learning the difference between tú and usted. I have the usted people wear the Groucho glasses, or, if my French students are working on vous instead of tu, then they'll wear the Groucho glasses. So I've got that if they need it. But anyway, there's plenty of fun stuff in the room. For the students who are watching their colleagues, I almost always have this crutch that I plop down in front of them. This was for a Spanish class. I've got the student names right here. I've blocked them out, but I have gone through my roster at the beginning of the year and written all the student names and a big line and then a negative. So for the French classes, it'll have the student name, big line, and then it'll have ne pas in parentheses. For Japanese, again, have the student name and a little parentheses with a masen back here so they remember, okay? And then as the students are listening, I plop these out, and every single student's name is here, so the students sitting at their desks are not sitting passively watching, okay? They're filling this out, writing one thing that they heard, and maybe sometimes I'll say, oh, don't worry about the negative today, or I'll say, cross out the negative and write a whole sentence about blah, blah, blah. But I print like 300 of these immediately, and then like as I need them, I can just plop them onto the desks really quickly and say, here you go, we're doing a listening activity. And, when I need to, I can print more, but it's always there in my back pocket for whenever I need this. And I don't have to do any other work other than that first day, take 5 minutes, taking the names out of Skyward and putting them on here. So it's just a framework. So the students who are listening are going to fill out one thing. Bob doesn't have bananas because we're working on food in this unit I'm going to show. I think, this was the food unit. Oh, I don't have a video for this unit because I didn't want to film my students. I decided suddenly I don't want to show their faces, and I could have cropped things better. But at any rate, I decided, you know what? We did this during the pandemic, and we did it with a comic strip maker called Pixton. And so I have a really good one from the pandemic where I had students just take random sentences from Duolingo from a certain skill. And this student happened to choose, I eat pizza, I have 3 cats, they're in Paris. And so he's got the 2 students talking. Hello, where are the teachers? They're in Paris. Yay, let's have a party. What do you want to eat? I eat a pizza every day. Why are there hairs in the pizza? The chef has 3 cats. Okay, so they put it together that way, and it was perfect. But it's usually pretty goofy. And the students are great about putting things together. And they like this. They like the structure of here's 2 lines you already have, and now write a skit around it. And they write pretty quickly, and they're very eager to share with each other. So it's a lot of fun. In our next episode, my last thought on expert groups, I promise you, well, until I get more thoughts, because I like to come up with games. So next time, we're going to look at Teams Game Tournament, which I've already discussed in the Pedagogy channel, and I'll just fill you in on some more stuff with that. And again, if you ever want to look at a write-up about this, go to studio-nemo.com or ping me on the Duolingo Educators Network or write comments on this YouTube video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.